I-League Invitational Season number 5. European qualifiers. Yes, that was indeed a mouthful, but we've gotten through it, and we are now into our second series of the day. It is a best of 3 between Kingdra, who, by the way, have the best banner I've ever seen, versus Mad Lads. My name is Maut. With me here for Game 1 is my good friend Brax. How the hell are you, buddy?
I'm doing very well, Maut. That banner is amazing, isn't it?
Dude, it looks so cool. Like, it's just got... You know, the first of all, it's a really cool character. You know, it's a Pokemon character, which is fine. But the way that it shapes up like a real, actual banner that you can see in real life. It's kind of cut off on the end, but I'm in, dude. It's great. Anyway,
10 seconds remaining.
I know you're sick. I think you saw that last series. What did you think of that series, though? I mean, I think you might have saw the third game, maybe not anything else, but like DNZ had a heck of a tusk that game. I don't know if you saw it, but. Brax?
Yeah, what's up, Maut? Sorry.
Oh, Jesus. He's dying. You going to be all right, buddy?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Well, anyway, the last series was a lot of fun to watch. The Tusk was good. That's going to be the Weehaw stack, the X-Panda stack, whatever you want to call them. And they're moving on. And the winner of this series will play that team. And these two teams are pretty good. You have the Mad Lads with Cinderin, the Mouse Sports boys, and then Qualifier and Kezu, the German boys. And then Kingdra, the Cancel stack. Both of these teams have been around for about a month. But what are you expecting from these two squads? I mean, there's a lot of big-name players here, Brax.
Yeah, there are for sure. And first pick, Chen. Chen is extremely imbalanced, Maut.
Yeah, I've noticed that, actually. He's pretty ridiculous, and for a couple of reasons. Penitence seems very strong in the early stages of the game. The fact that you have a creep when nobody else can really do anything at level 1, and then you could go back to jungle if you really need to. The roaming is really insane. So, and it seems like a pretty good Mad Lads hero. I think he's like the most banned at Dream League too, which makes sense.
He just makes her off lane a safe lane, essentially.
That's a good way of putting it.
5 seconds
Yeah,
remaining.
that makes sense, yeah. Because what are you supposed to do against that?
I mean, a lot of teams just they end up dodging because there's no other answer to it, really. All these offlaners just get such a good start whenever there's a Chen in the game. And then when you combine Chen with Death Prophet too, you have good lanes along with some scary grouping up and pushing ability as well.
Yeah. The Chen Death Prophet seems pretty good in that regard. But we'll see if the Tiny Witch Doctor can do enough. I like both of these heroes. Tiny seems really strong in the off lane. We saw a lot of it at Bucharest. And then Witch Doctor also is a very strong support, which we saw last game. It seems like a pretty stock standard opening to the draft. So it's not surprising.
It does for sure. Is there anyone we're missing? Any other big key heroes? Omni Knight, okay. There's also the Tusk still available.
Yeah. Other than that, the supports that we've seen a lot recently, Disruptor is up there if they still want to go that. You don't want to do that for Kingdra, probably. You could theoretically do it for Mad Lads. Like you mentioned, the Tusk. I actually liked a lot. Last series, they Weehaw stack picked Chen Tusk together, and it was insane how much work they did. So I wouldn't be surprised to see that from Mad Lads, although they don't have the next pick. It's going to be Kingdra's pick coming out of the bans.
The Tusk is such a good roaming partner with the Chen once these lanes start to break down a bit and they get some levels.
Yeah.
You know, Witch Doctor, the cask, it does counter the Chen creeps because it stuns them for 5 seconds, but if you just get snowballed on top of it, it doesn't even matter. I'm just going to die every time.
Well,
alright, Tusk is banned.
It makes sense. If they can't get it, they don't want to give it up to Kingdra, who have the next pick. Elder Titan's also banned. So what other 4 positions are there, I guess, for Kingdra?
Now you're kind of getting into the... Well, I guess there's still Sand King, who's pretty decent.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Probably the next best one. Then after that, it's kind of these, you know, decent 4-position heroes like Earth Spirit and stuff, but not the greatest.
Man.
I like how Kingdra banned out the carries from the safe line that also enable pushing Lifestealer with the Radiance build and Lycan just for that 5-man group up.
Yeah.
When you don't have these big team fighting heroes, it's really hard to keep this pushing strategy in check because you just can't fight them at all.
Yeah. Even the Gyrocopter being banned out, too. That's another one of those guys that just groups up.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I guess I wouldn't mind seeing Razor because it kind of fits that sort of style. We've seen a lot of Jug and Luna, too. And Luna's pretty good at pushing. They might want to go a different direction, though, as the Clockwork comes out. And that'll be a 4-position roamer that is still pretty strong and it's been picked occasionally, but it's not quite as good as it once was.
Yeah, very interesting to pick up the Clockwork against Chen, just because Clockwork can't really fight into Chen when you group up as 5. In the early parts of the game, when, Chen only has like 1 creeper or whatever, sure, you can run at him, trap him in the cogs, and kill him that way, but it's not the most reliable.
Right.
I really thought it would be like the Sand King.
I thought they would go that direction as well. Sand King makes sense. Burrow Strike is kind of insane. That's been what a lot of teams have been picking, especially at Dream League. And
Yeah, I
Trent
guess the
was
Clockwork's
mentioning.
nice because he doesn't need to wait and farm a Blink Dagger like Sand King does.
That's
he can
true.
still fight just with
Yeah.
the 6.
Why? I don't know about this hero.
What's with the reaction mod? Why are you giving me that?
I don't know. Trent and I were talking about it before the last series
Not
when
a
we were
fan.
watching Dream League, and it's just not very good, I think, personally. What does it do
10
for you?
seconds remaining.
Well, he's got 4 abilities. He's got an AoE slow with the Poison Touch. He can keep one of your dudes alive with Shallow Grave. He's got the heal that comes out every now and then, and he can give you armor.
I guess it's good, and the reason it's probably fine here is because you have a Death Prophet. Getting Grave off on a Death Prophet is very good.
Dire team pick.
Exactly right. You can see their strategy. Chen, Death Prophet, Dazzle. They're gonna run down lanes with DP and Chen creeps in the front, and then it'll be up to Kingdra to start the fight. They're also gonna lose all their buildings, and if you go on this Death Prophet, there's always that Grave turnaround. So
Yeah.
looks good, but they have no stuns on the side of Mad Lads, and they're playing up
10
against
seconds
Yeah.
PL.
remaining.
This is going to be tough. They need a silence for the Death Prophet until the PL inevitably gets up a Manta style. Leshrac, this is the second time I've seen him today. He was played in the 5 position last time around, but this is going to be a
Dire
coreless
team
rack, it
back.
looks like here, Rex.
Yeah, looks like safe lane Lesh, not bad. Pretty good up against the Phantom Lancer with all the AoE. Just your ult alone shreds the illusions, and then it complements their push style quite nicely. But I don't know. There definitely is a problem in the lockdown department, right? When you're playing up against PL.
Yeah. I mean, Split Earth is not going to be enough.
5
Even if you
seconds
poison
remaining.
touch the PL, he can always doppelganger and avoid the Split Earth. The animation is so telegraphed, too, that getting the stun is going to be, I don't want to say nigh impossible, but it feels pretty difficult. So now you're
Nearly
looking for
impossible.
more lockdown, I guess, for Mad Lads with the 5th pick.
I think at this point they're just gonna say screw the lockdown and just go all in with something
Push.
else that complements their push. Yeah. They're all in on this push, the 15 or 20-minute high ground style of the lineup. And if they make it through the lane phase, okay, then there's a good chance that they can just steamroll and take all the buildings without Kingdra really coming online with the Phantom Lancer. But if that doesn't go according to plan, then there's a good chance that the PL will be able to scale quick enough to where that they can't really deal with them.
So it's kind of like this game will either end in 20 minutes or 40 minutes is what it seems like then.
Right, it'll either end in 20 where Mad Lads take it in one quick sweep, or we'll see them struggle to break the high ground, and then Kingdra will eventually outskill them.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised to see either scenario, especially with the last picks. We get another pushing hero. The question is, if you're Mad Lads, you're probably looking for an offlaner, and what complements it. We saw Abaddon in the
Right.
last series do a very good job of being that frontliner. He would get Helm of the Dominator plus a pipe, and then they would just push and sit behind Boogie, and Boogie would just siege the buildings, and there's nothing they could do. He was essentially the siege engine. And I suppose if you're looking for an offlaner, that's not a bad place to look.
Dire team pick.
Yeah, Boogie's build in that last game was really good.
Radiant team
Alright, let's see what this is. Sand
Sand
King,
King.
okay. There's that lockdown problem that they had. Or that lockdown problem. Pretty much fixed now, right? You've got that instant stun, also fantastic at laning. And now Mad Lads, they have Sand King and Chen in the offlane. This is one of these extremely difficult lanes to fight into, no matter what your lane is, just because Sand King gets a free level 2, and the lane gets pushed back, and then Chen can just
5
come in with
seconds
creeps to
remaining.
play off of the Sand King stun.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Kingdra have to dodge this lane, especially with the Phantom
Yeah,
Lancer.
it's
unless
a
they're
melee
gonna
hero
toss the-
against Sand King.
Right. They'll maybe they'll toss the PL mid and then put Tiny in the safe lane, and then Kingdra's real carry in the offlane.
Yeah, that could happen. And this last pick is going to give us a lot more information in that regard into what we'll see. I mean, I
Yeah,
think this is a
'cause,
mid pick either way, but
Mad Lads have a really weak safe lane with the Leshrac and Dazzle. Like, they don't have a whole lot of kill threat. They could easily just lane with the Witch Doctor plus the carry hero and just free farm that lane.
yeah. Man, this seems like a really good draft for Mad Lads. I also like Sand King now because it's being picked so often. It's super fast paced, right? Like you get your Blink Dagger, and then you just start fighting constantly from that 12 to 15 to 20 minute mark, and you usually get like a ton of kills. You get your farm elevated, you get more map control. Sand King seems pretty good also because of the lockdown issue you mentioned. You now have a setup stun for the Split Earth, which you were missing previously. This is a great pick. But there's the Shadow Fiend.
Okay.
Do you think this is maybe a little too greedy in that you have a PL and an SF that can't really fight until they come online earlier or later into the game, potentially?
Yeah, with a Tiny as well, who's going to be reliant on that Blink Dagger before he can really get in there in team fights, right? There's a good chance that, Shadow Fiend is very susceptible to getting run over,
Yes.
especially with the Chen in the game. And they're going to be busy dealing with the Sand King lane the entire game because even if it is a solo Tiny up there, that's set up for Mad Lads to take that tower at the 5-minute mark with the Siege Wagon. They can easily zone Tiny off the tower. So I'm not sure how they're going to react to that. But either way, Mad Lads have so many different points to pressure off of that I don't think they can really protect Shadow Fiend.
So you and I think are in agreement then in the favoring this Mad Lads draft, especially early. Maybe later into the game, Kingdra, they can get back into it, but the question is, how is that going to happen?
5 seconds remaining.
Right. That's exactly how I feel. It's just a matter of Mad Lads being able to pull off these movements properly or not.
Yeah. So even with a Dazzle, I still like this draft a lot. I know I'm not a big fan of the Dazzle here, but by the way, is Kid Bambo? I'm assuming it is. It's just a different name that he's using. He is the offlaner for Kingdra, I believe.
I was gonna say that name looked familiar, but I couldn't remember who. But yeah, I think it is Bambo.
I think it's him. Yeah. He's always one of my favorite players to watch in the offlane. He does some crazy shenanigans. He's very aggressive half the time, and it usually works out. At least it used to. But he's also super entertaining in the fact that he could just have an awful start to the game, and then the game just ends. But we'll see if that's going to happen.
Creative player. He looks for all these things, thinks in ways people don't normally think about. It's nice to see because I think this is the patch where you have to get extremely creative as an offlaner.
Yeah, it makes sense, right? The patch, it just feels tough not having the bounty XP. You got to think about pulling the waves, at the beginning of the game. Oh, by the way, we didn't mention this. It is an SF with the Clockwork on the team.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I did too, up until I just saw the cogs. So that's one piece of good news for Kingdra, is they can fall back on 12 Necromastery stacks at the beginning of the game, or 11, depending on how many cogs he gets.
So, Maut, in this game, did you think it was going to be Lesh safe or Death Prophet safe?
I thought it was going to be Lesh safe. But it looks
too.
like it's Madara mid, so that answers that question. Huh, how do you feel about this, actually?
So, Lesh, when he was super popular, he had like 5 more base damage and his Lightning Storm was a bit better. Look at his damage, 53 with the null tally compared to Shadow Fiend with all those souls. That's going to be pretty rough for him.
Yeah, and the animation for cancel is just a bit better, too, I think.
Yep.
It's going to be weird. I don't know.
It's one of these lanes where, with ganks, yeah, Leshrac can be fine, but without ganks, it's pretty Shadow Fiend favored.
They have a Chen to fall back on, but Cinderin's not going to be helpful with his roaming. It's not really going to happen. He probably just sits top as this Dazzle.
Yeah. Oh, I know why you hate Dazzle.
Why?
Because it's Zayori's favorite hero.
I'm sure that is a reason. That's part of it, but it's not the entire reason. But
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, Andrew hasn't played this hero in a while, though. I think he knows that he doesn't like it now, and it's not very good now, which is good news.
He's learning.
He realizes that he wants to play more high-impact hero. He had 2 insane CM games yesterday when we were playing against Day 9 and Purge. He crushed it. He did really well.
Nice.
He owned for sure. I was surprised with how well he played. I guess I shouldn't be. He's been playing Dota and Han forever. Are they really not going to get this rune? Wow, Jabs is going to get this, huh?
Oh, wow.
He's going to get 3. So nobody was here for some reason. I guess they thought there was going to be aggression. They had a ward, though. They could spot things out. I'm surprised they gave those runes away.
Yeah, very surprised.
But yeah, maybe next time is already Holy Persuasion to creep, so this wave will push down in the bottom lane. He's going to do 2.
Look at the lane setups here. We actually have Quagfa down in the bottom lane now. So he's basically going to have free farm since he's playing up against well, I guess the rotating. Everyone's changing lanes, Maut. Everyone's running around the place.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Madara is forced to split Earth to get some creeps in the mid lane, already using that. Luckily, it doesn't use that much mana, actually. So, still pretty good for now. But they have Cinderin in the mid lane. I thought he was going to be situated top lane, but that doesn't seem to be the case at all. If they could somehow kill the Shadow Fiend, the game gets amazing for Mad Lads, because then you don't have to worry about the Necromastery stacks. But this mid lane feels tough because you just can't do anything about it.
Yep, they can harass, but there's always the cask that can come through.
Cast doesn't really bounce. The Maldic does hit, though. Double raise, triple raise, and a kill. First blood for Jabs. That is really bad for Mad Lads.
Oh man, that level 2 timing. Cinnamon was not expecting that.
No. The cast came out perfectly. Shadow Fiend gets in. He doesn't get the kill. Not that it would have mattered. He had max souls anyway. But, you know. Lightning Storm comes in. Madara, looking for the Split Earth, decides to cancel the animation. They've rotated the Death Prophet top lane for Mad Lads, by the way. He'll be playing against the PL still. And then the Sand King sitting bottom, and they'll rotate Bambo. They have a Maledict and the Cask on Dekezu. I don't think they can get the kill. Maybe next time it's rotated over towards mid, so maybe they can find something with this.
Okay, yeah. This is definitely what they need to be able to shut Shadow Fiend down. There's literally nothing he can do when the creeps just walk in from behind with the Penitence.
Yeah, and they have the Centaur Conqueror Stomp if they can get a setup for it. There's a haste rune for Synderen. He does have Poison Touch. Cancel has spotted him, though. Now Cancel up to level 3, and he's probably going to go for the double raise. Level 2 raise, rather. Anyway, they're trying to set something up mid, but it might take a while. Like, they're just kind of waiting.
If they get it, it'll be worth it.
Yeah, for sure.
The Centaur's so low that it might actually die to the tower to raise.
They have the Lightning Storm. Split Earth about to come out. Centaur Conqueror Stomp misses, but I think he's dead anyway. Actually, he didn't even use it. He canceled it. He faked it out. All right, now this lane feels a lot better for Madara, I think.
Yep, it's mid-tri lane.
Is under attack.
And it's just like, oh, there's 3 heroes in my lane. Great. That's always fun. I guess it gives more space for the Tiny and the PL, but...
I mean, Tiny and PL have just spent the whole game running around the map, shifting lanes. Look at this, mid lane. Bambo looking for the toss in on Madara.
3 heroes here. Madara now, he has the vision on his hill, so he knows that he's here. They almost got the kill, but I think Madara plays pretty far back now. They don't know where this this Tiny is. They will now, though. They should see him. No, actually, he's still not been spotted, but he's going to head back
Spoke
top.
up from maybe next time. He's got a whole bunch of shard golems. And
Oh
mud
my
golems
god,
ready.
dude. We saw this at Bucharest. This was broken, man. When we saw that one game, the 3 boulder
Yeah,
tosses in a row.
damage.
What are you supposed to do against that? You just die.
You pretty much just die. There's nothing you can do.
Well, he's not going to go bottom, though. He doesn't have the shard golems for much longer. About 20 seconds for one of them, 30 for another.
You know, PL doesn't have Doppelganger skilled. If he steps up too far, he really could die.
Oh, Madara has to run a different direction. They might both be dead here. Madara should be able to get out, but they lose Synderen in the mid lane. That's the other tri-lane coming in for Kingdra. The good old 3 heroes. In the meantime, they are diving bottom for Charlie. They almost get the kill. They can't quite get it, though. They have no more hurl boulders. They're going to see Charlie here in a moment, but they can't find him. Even with a Crypt Swarm, I don't think they can get this kill. It's not going to be enough. And that's a big kill gone by the wayside. Penitence comes in. There's another hurl boulder coming in to Biryu, but he's fine, I think, even with the Penitence.
Yeah, they actually almost managed to get that kill. Charlie lived with 10 HP there. Scary stuff.
It's a 1k lead, actually, for the Kingdra team. Madara about to die to cancel. Good Fairy Fire, and the Grave comes out. Cancel's now out of mana. He does have a DD still. Madara needs to be very careful. He had a Split Earth. I'm sure he wanted to use it, and if he gets it off, maybe he gets that kill, but he's too low. Meanwhile, Bambo on to Kezu in the top lane, just trying to stop Kezu from going and killing him with a Burrow Strike, and he does so by using the Toss Avalanche combination.
Action-packed Maut.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And it's only 3 kills. With the amount of rotations that have happened and potential kills that have been missed, it's pretty big. Now,
There's been a lot of movements, a lot of dodges, a lot of ganks, but as a result, we're seeing a lot of these cores don't have very much CS for 5 minutes into the game.
it's true. It's been pretty bad CS-wise. I mean, the Shadow Fiend is the highest with 23 at 5 minutes. That's fine, but everybody else is getting kind of low, so...
Pretty hectic game, making it difficult for people to stay in lanes to actually get last hits. Which I would say favors a team that just wants to get levels and run down lanes together.
Yeah, and they're getting those levels. I mean, Death Prophet should be up there. The Sand King is level 6. So if they can get that Blink Dagger up for Kezu at some point, they can find some big pickoffs. He's going to have to be picking up Soul Ring first. He's Tranquil. Soul Ring will come out soon. And then he has the mana to work with, but he won't have that initiation potential until he gets that Blink Dagger. But yeah, I mean... Especially if they were to go to Edict on Madara, but they're not going to do that. The Lightning Storm Split Earth build seems to be the most common build now.
Oh, down bottom. Maybe next time he's solo.
He will survive for now, but getting chased down by Charlie, they get off the flare, which secures the kill for Biryu. And Qualifier can only sit and watch. And Charlie able to secure that kill on this PL. Now getting more room to work with, and he is second in net worth currently.
Oh man, it's really bad that Chen happens to die right when the siege wagons come out. That's his timing to pressure a tower.
Yeah, that actually is huge. You're right. He's got a TP to the shrine to get to the jungle. Maybe they can get... he has the medallion now, which I suppose is good news. Kezu's running in. They've got the level 6. He wants to get canceled. They might dive this. He misses the burrow strike, though. The Splitter Earth about to come in. No, Madara decides not to, and Madara is dead. It looks like the Lightning Storm comes in. Maybe not. They can't quite catch up to him. They have the poison attack coming in from Cinnamon, rather the poison touch. So that could have been a lot worse for Mad Lads. And they're going to go back in. They have another Sand King stun, but they've been spotted. Biryu going to come in. The cast comes in, and it bounces up to the high ground, but it won't bounce back down. The Split Earth keeps them alive. What a toss, though. Cancel about to double raise. Madar is dead, and Cancel gets a double kill. Bambo with the TP toss combination. My lord, that is big.
Yep, that's a result of failing round 1, coming back in for round 2. And look at this Observer Ward that they had on the Ancients, scouting them out for that for round 2 there.
That was the big vision advantage they had there. Whew.
Oh man, 5k gold at 7.5 minutes. No towers being taken for either team yet. Mad Lads, they need to kick it into high gear pretty soon, Maut.
Yeah, and it's not going to be easy. Cinder getting chased by Biryu. He should be able to get a Grave off, I think. Yeah, he does. He might just die anyway. Good ensnare. Cinder gets up the heal, though, and that actually might be the kill. It's a nice pickup, but it's a support. You know, Biryu is, like, he's kind of down there in terms of the net worth. But it's something, I suppose. And they need a lot more, though. You're right. They have to get into high gear, and I don't know how they do that. They don't have Exorcism yet. The Chen is only level 3. You know, they missed the siege creep timing like you were talking about. So where do you go from here, then?
Just need levels, right? Need to get that Exorcism online. Need some more levels up on Chen so we can have more creeps.
Yeah. And it doesn't seem very likely, though. The Chen could go back in the jungle and farm. Be more space created, though, for this PL, who is doing really well. He's got Treads just about done. The Shadow Fiend also just about has Treads, Aquila Wand, Raindrops. Tiny has Phase Boots, and I would imagine Bambo is going to go first item Blink Dagger, which is a little far away, but still should be able to get at a decent timing.
It's far away, but it feels like he's not pressured at all. You know,
Right.
he has all the space in the world to work with, so he'll get there.
Yeah, it's a good point. Like, there's just no tower pressure coming out right now. And I don't think there's going to be tower pressure for another minute or two, at least.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
This
attack.
is maybe the best start you could have had for Kingdra. No tower pressure, no real kills. They're going to use the Burrow Strike into Charlie, but he's got Doppelganger. They pop the Penitence, and they thought about going, but it just... You can't really kill a PL when you've used your Burrow Strike. It's just not possible.
That's just such a hard kill.
Even with the Dark Troll Summoner, it's not going to do anything. Burrow Strike onto the Creep Wave. The Shock Wave comes in. Kezu getting a little bit low. There's the Spirit Lance out, and Kezu needs to run. Toss coming in, the Avalanche, but it's just the Satyr Tormentor. I think they're trying to toss maybe a different unit to try to get that kill. And just like that, they force them back. You know, they just push them away. The tower takes some damage, but nothing too considerable.
Yeah, Kingdra are doing very, very well defending their towers. And getting
Cancel is going to kill Madara.
All right, wins the man fight.
How does that happen? I guess he's a Shadow Fiend with 36 Necromastery stacks and level 4. Well, I guess that answers the question, huh? That's how he wins the man fight.
Yeah, he's tanky too with the wand and raindrops as well.
Yeah. He's almost done with Drum. He is about to have that item, and then they can actually start pressuring. I feel like Kingdra can go a bit faster than Mad Lads once they have this farm on their heroes. You know, once they have this Blink Dagger on Tiny, and he's getting close. This feels like a damn disaster, Brax. It feels like an absolute freaking disaster for Mad Lads right now.
Yeah, it does for sure. They have not hit their timings, but down bottom.
Maybe they can find him. He's pretty fast with Phase Boots. Exorcism will go. At the very least, they should be able to get this tower. Good mango from Sexy Bambo. The cast comes in. They've got them out. The Kezu is low. He has to Sandstorm. He's going to burst that. They have to use the Grave on him, and they will, and that'll keep him alive for now. Biryu is falling, but Koifa's not taking the tower. Bambo is still here. They have a siege creep. Kezu does survive. He's really low in HP. They're still chasing. They actually get the kill on Jab, so Koifa gets a double kill. They get a tier 1 tower. That will swing things back in Mad Lad's favor. They're still down 1k, but that is absolutely what they needed for that fight.
Oh yeah, definitely. They need a lot more of that, but at the same time, Kingdra is still farming. Shadow Fiend's free farming, PL's pressuring the top tower. And that's the exorcism used. So that's 100 seconds with no DP ult and Viryu running in. But, yeah. Ambitious.
Maybe they can find Bambo. He has Avalanche Toss. The cogs come out. They had the Hurl Boulder available for the Mud Golem used it already, I think, actually. They'll D-ward, so the vision advantage that they had in that enemy jungle is now gone. You're right. So they get the tier 1 bottom. They get a fight or two. But you're absolutely right that Charlie and the Shadow Fiend are still farming. And how do you deal with the PL? You need a blink, and you need a lot more damage.
Yep. And Bambo's actually closing on his blink. Actually, he's about 1,000 away. I thought he was closer.
Oh, this could be really bad for the Dire. Quakefa, he's got the Spirit Siphon, he's got the Silence. He has a Grave to help him out. They're going to try to send him back home. The hook shot comes in. It's going to be close. He gets out just in time. The Grave and the send back, the combination is there. They're looking to try to fight this. They want the Lightning Storm. They're going to have to go for Viryu instead. And their kid is going to come back in with an Invis Rune potentially. They have the Shard Tosses. They've already used the Pulse Nova. Just need 2 more ticks to get it. Pulse Nova at level 1 is no range. My God. It's really bad. Actually, the radius is always that at every level. Really?
Yep.
What the hell? Okay. Well,
it's not great.
At least he got a kill out of it. Oh! Oh!
Wait,
Gamba, get out, Bambo! Oh, he had no idea. He almost got that kill. If he had Lightning Storm, he could have killed him. Oh, my God. Oh, Kezu could find him, too. Oh, he used Epicenter. What did he use that for? Well. Anyway. Hand of God comes out. They have Grave? Yeah, they do. Kezu's fine. So, a couple minutes where things go the way of Mad Lads does not mean that the game is in really their favor. It's not. You still have a PL and Shadow Fiend free farming. Shadow Fiend is 7,000 net worth. He has Treads, a Kilo, Wand, Drum, 4 staff after this creep camp as well. This SF cancel is huge right now, Brex.
Yeah, he is. And it's only going to get worse and worse because he's going to pick up the 4 staff for the mobility, and they can actually team fight now because Mad Lads, they need to Sand King stun, then follow up with the splitter, then you can always 4 staff to dodge out the splitter. They only have one way to start fights. And when you pick up a 4 staff this early into the game, it makes it so difficult for them to lock down targets, but at least Keizu has his Blink Dagger. Now they're smoked up, looking to make something happen.
They have Quakefa with the Yule Scepter too. This Radiant Scan could be critical. Looks like it's just going to miss. It's going to be close. It just missed. The Radiant Scan does not work. It just misses. But they might not find anything anyway. They'll see Japs and Cancel up in the top rune spot. They have a ward there. Can they find anything? They want to get Cancel. He's going to force himself to the high ground, though. He's fine. Kezu blinks up, but he can't find him. And now they'll just have to go for a tier 1 instead.
Them dodging that gank there is crucial to winning this game. Now Mad Lads are sitting mid lane with 5 people waiting for the next wave to come in, wasting so much time while Kingdra are farming and taking a tier 2 of their own.
The tier 2 glyph will go. Both glyphs go at the same time. Madara popped his Edict, which is level 2, so it is some damage. I guess you could TP after you get the tier. They're going to go for 2 maybe for Mad Lads. They have the exorcism. Or they TP back and try to fight top. I don't think they're going to do that. I think they're going to go for 2 instead. So it would be a tier 1 and a tier 2 versus just a tier 2 for Kingdra if they can get this. Plus they have the siege now too. But there's another glyph.
You know, the funny thing about that is using the exorcism there makes it sure that Kingdra know they don't have to come back, right? They can just sit there and keep farming. They know that exorcism has been committed, so they don't actually. They know exorcism has been committed, so they don't actually have to do anything else. They know exactly what's going to happen.
And they could just cut the wave like they have. Hook shot out from Viryu. He's going to go for the TP for the splitter if it's there in time. Good effort. He at least cut the wave and stopped the tier 2 from going down. He's going to get rooted and denied.
That's the neutrals.
Wow. That doesn't happen unless that's an Ancient Prowler Shaman. And, of course, he gets the Ancient Prowler Shaman, so that's pretty...
You know what's funny is he hooked to the Ancients, TPs instantly, but the Ancient Prowler Shaman would have canceled his TP anyways, even without Leshrak's Split Earth there.
Yeah, he just would have died more than likely. One way or the other, he does fall, but It's a deny. It's more room for cancel, who is like 2,000 net worth ahead of the next closest person. Even on his team, he's gonna get a Yasha. Theoretically, could go for a Manta style, or more than likely on SMY to just be a bit faster. I guess, right? I mean, you could get the Manta against the Death Prophet Silence, but it doesn't really feel like a Shadow Fiend item, I suppose.
Not anymore, at least. It used to be way back in the day, but definitely not. It's just more the treads drums, you know, into the BKB, or like +1 small item into the BKB.
Yeah. Not going for the BKB. It's treads, drums, force, Yasha. So it's a lot of early game items, but it's enough to make you really hard to deal with. They can't kill him, even though he's not that tanky, just because of the force step that we were discussing earlier.
Dire's middle tower.
It's all about resetting the fights and kiting out the stuns.
Exorcism is up in 20, but they have a blink on kids. They're looking to make something happen, but look at the positioning coming in from Kingdra. They're in a really good spot,
Dire's middle tower.
and they just take the tier 1, so that forces the Mad Lads team to go for the tier 2 bottom. They have Exorcism back up in 10 if they want to use it for a tier 2 tower, but this is a really good trade if Kingdra can find a tier 2 of their own.
Yep, trades is exactly what they want to be doing the entire game, until they're strong enough to team fight.
Madara is in trouble. In fact, he's probably dead. The Hood will do nothing against Cancel's auto attacks. They will get the tower on deny range, and the tier 2 does stay alive mid, but that's your mid lane Leshrac dying. Leshrac is now below both offlaners. He's had a pretty hard game, I would say. And so far, I'm not really seeing how useful this hero can be in this game. We've seen it before, but right now, this Leshrac feels like it's not doing anything.
Yeah, I don't know. How is this, the big thing for Mad Lad's lineup is, like, they do scale decently well into the game, right? Death Prophet, Lesh, but they just don't have the same amount of space to work with. Like, look at Madara's farm, right? He's got the Hood working on 4 step, but even after he finishes that 4 step, he's gonna be at 940 HP hero.
Yeah.
Like, he just died 5 right clicks from cancel.
Like, the Pulse Nova, which does a lot of your damage, you can't be in the fights when you're that low HP. I mean, I guess you could get Graved is one way you could do it, and then you have Hand of God to fall back on. But
it helps, but the maximum health pool is just not there.
Exactly.
And it looks like he's not going to be able to get there anytime soon. I mean, just the level of farm that Mad Lads currently have is just not good enough to deal with Kingdra at all. And Kingdra, they're farming more than them on the map as well.
yeah. And that's why you have such a big advantage for the Shadow Fiend. First of all, he's very fast. He can move around the map very quickly.
Radiant's top
But more
tower is
importantly,
under
he can take waves with the double raise. He does a lot of damage. They'll TP in Kezu, but Cancel's already backed himself up. His SMY is just about, it is done. He just needs it, the courier. Ryu's going to take another gank, but he can probably deny himself again. He has hookshot. The Ensnare does come out. The Burrow Strike is there. This time he won't be so lucky. But again, you're getting a clockwork. He's died like 5 times. He is 5 of his team's 6 deaths right now, Brax.
He's the spaceman mod. He's the astronaut.
He really is.
You know, he knows what needs to be done to win this game. He just needs to find the enemy heroes, free up the map so his cores can keep on farming, and they're doing just that.
They are just plinking away at these creeps. We haven't really talked about the Phantom Lancer, but he is a Hood, a Diffusal, and is now working, interestingly enough, on a Shadow Blade. Why this item, Brax?
For who? Sorry, Shadowblade?
For the Phantom Lancer. Shadow Blade for the Phantom Lancer.
You know, I've seen this before, actually. It helps him get into the back lines a lot. You can Shadowblade and then Phantom rush in on, like, the Chan or the Dazzle and just get on top of him.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
It's
That's
definitely very
true.
interesting. You know, it doesn't offer anything in terms of, like, health or really anything for the illusions, but if all they want to do is split the map and keep on farming and look for these smaller scale engagements, and that's the perfect item for it.
They could be pushing this tier 3 now that everybody's committed mid. I'm surprised they're not going a bit harder with Madara. I guess they're trying to set up a fight and try to find jabs, but they know that something is up.
Yeah, they need a pick off before they can actually make something happen, because the team fight lineup with high ground is just too difficult for them to walk into.
Yeah.
Maut, I'm sorry, buddy. I have to go.
All right. It's been good, Brax.
All right, take care. Good luck.
Well, we are going to continue on here. It is our first game, and it is pretty good so far for this Kingdra team. They have a 3K lead. They're not running away with it yet, though. As much map space or map control, as much space as they're giving the Shadow Fiend, as much farm as he has, That's really where the advantage is. It's the Shadow Fiend. This 3K advantage is essentially just from cancel alone. And it feels like it should be more because of how farmed he is. But the Chen 2K advantage on the Clockwork, he's making it so it's a little bit more even. You know, he has the Force Staff, he has the Medallion. He's got the giant creeps to work with too. For Mad Lads, the way back into this game, trying to take that big team fight with Exorcism, trying to get a big Epi Burrow Strike combination and bursting down some of these heroes. Shadow Fiend's not the easiest to take down, nor is the Phantom Lancer, but if you can kill them, they're essentially a pinata. They're waiting to be taken in terms of the gold and the sprees that they have on their heroes. But it's, again, easier said than done. So good luck. Mad Lads are working on just trying to find anything. They're trying to keep this top wave push considerably, considering how far it's been pushed, or how much it's been pushed up there for a while. Ward's scouting out pretty much everybody here in the mid lane for Mad Lads. You know, you saw the Shadow Fiend and Bambo trying to find some sort of initiation. They couldn't find it. But Cancel is just going to continue to push this wave in. The Siege Creeps are keeping it so that they can't really push into the base. They could try, but are those 3 Siege Creeps? That's actually, if you win one fight with this lineup and you have this wave push bottom, you have triple Siege Creep, and you Exorcism, you can take the racks pretty quickly. And they do have a Bloodstone now, too, for the Leshrac. I'm glad he went this instead of the Force Staff. I was going to mention this when Brax was here. You already have a ton of Force Staffs on your team, and you need to be tanky, which is exactly what Brax was talking about. And now they have that capability of keeping him alive. They have the Hand of God. They have a lot to work with. Charlie is in with a Shadow Blade, and Madara might have to use this Bloodstone sooner rather than later, sadly. Split Earth comes in. The hookshot misses, and he doesn't get the deny off. Cinderin's forced to TP, but he's going to get canceled. They have the Battery Assault. That's 2 dead. Everybody else is trying to get out. Maybe next time is going to get caught with the Battery Assault as well. It's turning into an unmitigated disaster. They have the Death Ward. They have 3 dead. Though Shrek is back up because he had a Bloodstone. He has pretty quick respawn time because he's not very farmed. But that's really bad. 3 deaths for Mad Lads. It is now a 5K lead. And if you're Radiant, you might consider going Roshan with Cancel. His BKB is almost done as well. I think if you get the BKB, then you can go for Roche. I might just go with Charlie, though. Well, I'm not sure how you fight into this. Everybody is here for Kingdra. They're trying to find an initiation onto somebody, and it might be Kezu. They'll take down the Siege Creeps instead. The army of Siege Creeps is gone. Good Burrow Strike. Kezu might die for this, though. They need detection. They do have a sentry on jabs. They're still kind of chasing them. Kezu wants to get a Burrow Strike, and they might just be on Beeryu again. And now that they've dropped the Maledict, you can't blink in any further. They'll drop a... They at least get the D-Ward, which I suppose is nice. It feels like more than 5K, to be honest. And the reason why it feels like it's more is because you have it's on the Chen. That's really where the advantage is coming from, is the Chen, and maybe the Sand King now and the Tiny. The cores are just so far ahead, though. I don't think the 6K net worth lead is as big as it could be, or as it should be. Solar Crest is up and ready to go on the Death Prophet. Maybe that makes things a bit easier. They have the evasion to work with against the PL, which is nice, and against the Shadow Fiend. Smoke for Mad Lads.
Radiant are scanning.
And another Radiant skin. This time it will connect, it looks like. Oh, it just misses. They walk right around it. And they somehow know twice in a row. Dire Scan won't work either. Bambo is going to break the smoke. They see him, though. Maybe they can go for a Blink Burrow, and they will. They're going to pop the Exorcism. They have the Sandstorm. They have Cogs, but he gets silenced up, so he can't get it off in time. They want to find Kansu with BKBs, and they're running right in. They need a Grave right now, and they can't get it off. The Requiem was perfectly timed. Sinner gets the Grave on himself, but it doesn't really matter. They're going to get the double race. Sidrin's about to fall. Cancel's going to lay into him with a double kill. Madara's there with a Pulse Nova, but he's going to get coughed up and chewed and spit out. Cask will bounce twice. They have a Sentry. That's going to be all 5 dead and an ultra kill for Cancel. The auto taunt goes, and it is time to push into that top tier 3. The good news for this Dire team is that their respawn timers are so low. I don't know if they're going to be able to get racks off the back of this for the Radiant team. And in fact, they're just going to go Rosh and make the safer play, which makes a lot more sense. And really, Mad Lads just, they haven't hit that timing window. The Leshrac hasn't done anything. They didn't have level 6 early enough for the Death Prophet to actually do stuff in the laning phase. They lost the Chen when the Siege wave was coming out the first 5 minutes of the game. They just don't have any way of fighting into this team. You can't kill the Tiny. He's too damn tanky. He has 30% extra status resistance now. For Kingdra, they're really looking for maybe 2 more fights, and then they can take high ground. You force a fight, you get some kills, then you force buybacks, you get some more kills, you take tier 3s, I think. There is a tier 2 mid and bottom. Both of them are a little bit low, so they can definitely take those. Yeah, they're going to go for the tier 2. Oh, the courier. Oh, nice reaction time for Mad Lads. That they lose that courier, that's even more money going the way of Kingdra. The tier 2 is gone. Coming in for the side is Kezu looking for some sort of initiation. Flare from Beer, you will spot him, though. Hook shot. Misses. He hits the Ancients. Nice blink from Kezu, but they still lose their Madara mid Leshrac, and they're going to lose their Death Prophet as well, and that might just be game. Kezu comes in too late. They have no buyback up on this Death Prophet. Even if she was alive, she doesn't have exorcism for another 13 seconds. Biryu's trying to find Synderen, the good body blocks. He's going to pop the grave. In the meantime, they continue just to siege. Epicenter's about to go. They send back Synderen. Death Ward will go, and Kezu, he gets off the Burrow Strike. The Avalanche comes in, cancels the Sandstorm. Kezu is now dead. He has no buyback as well. And Cancel is just working on the racks. And this looks to be just about it. They can't go bottom, which is the good news for, well, they're going to call GG anyway, so there is no good news. Mad Lads get absolutely destroyed in this first game. It wasn't even really close. They had a good idea with the draft. They had this fast-paced idea. They had some good plays at the beginning of the game. But as we previously mentioned, the Clockwork had 5 of his team's 7 deaths, and you'll see it here in just a moment on the scoreboard. Yeah, Jesus Christ. Let's see. 0, 1, 1, 6. 0. These 2 heroes only dying once between the 2 of them. I would say that's a problem. 700 GPM for Cancel. The Clockwork Shadow Fiend combination when he's able to carry him through the game, even though he died early on into the game, to Madara as well as to maybe next time. It just wasn't enough. It just was not enough for Mad Lads. They needed to get off to a faster start. They needed to take the buildings a bit quicker, and that just didn't happen. So we'll take a quick break. I'll try to find somebody for game number 2. If not, you're just stuck with me. And it could be our potentially last game of the day, so make sure you guys stick around. It's going to be Kingdra versus Mad Lads as soon as we come back.